April 28th, 2025, a lovely sunny Spanish day. A day of celebration for both the Osorio household and Valencia at large. It was Sue Ellen's birthday and we planned to celebrate as a family just as the city was celebrating El Día de San Vicente Ferrer. There were processions on the streets followed by bands playing music in honor of the patron saint of the Valencian community. All was well in sunny Spain. But as the day went on, there was a rather unexpected turn of events. A multi-country blackout left commuters with no traffic lights, those traveling on trains with no option but to continue on foot, and metro stations plunged into darkness. Let us show you how we survived the day. It was a calm start to our day. We headed out the door at 12:30 to enjoy the local holiday and Sue Ellen's birthday. Music and processions were in full swing along the city streets, and everybody seemed to be in a joyous mood. It is not uncommon for the city streets to be closed to commuters when celebrations take place, yet it is odd for traffic lights to be off. That was the only sign of anything being out of the ordinary. We made our way through the city center on our way to lunch. The city was abuzz with people out enjoying the wonderful weather and taking in the sun. It seemed the perfect day. You couldn't miss the multiple altars set up around the city's plazas displaying the many miracles performed by San Vicente Ferrer. Yet as we continued our trek through the city, we noticed something odd. The lights were off at every storefront and cafe we passed. People were still sitting out on the terrazas enjoying their beer and wine. Yet we noticed that there was no hot food or coffee being served. We decided to stop by a store to ask about the lack of power. It was then that a cafe owner let us know that there was no power anywhere in the city and probably the province. It was an alarming bit of news seeing as there was no inclement weather anywhere near us, much less in the province at large. Yet we still had a bit of cell service, and the last thing I saw on the local news website was Spain, Portugal, and parts of France lose all power. Now that was a bit more concerning. Now as a family, we're no strangers to going without power. Back in 2021, there was a completely uncommon snowstorm that hit the state of Texas and left most Texans in sub-freezing weather without power or water for multiple days. Now there was warning of the storm heading our way, so we prepared by buying water and food. I kept chopped wood in our backyard, and I made fires to heat the water and food we had stored, and the cold weather ensured our food would not go bad. Our girls were only babies at the time, but we made do the best we could and kept them entertained while I worked to fix the frozen and busted pipes the weather event had caused us. Yet this was a different scenario altogether. No warning preceded the blackout, as is usually the case with blackouts. People in the countries affected were stuck in elevators, trains, and metro stations. Airports came to a standstill. The concern I felt during the early parts of 2020 crept up in the back of my mind, but we kept calm so as not to alert the kids. In Valencia and other parts of Spain, people kept a level head as well and went on about their day outside enjoying the warm weather. Bars and cafes remained open, with cash being the only way to make transactions. Seeing as our plans for my wife's birthday lunch were no longer possible, we did the next best thing. We made our way back to our local bar around the corner from our apartment and decided to wait out the blackout with friends. We just had to save the beers and cava before they got warm. Neighbors came and went, and everyone hinted concern for our shared situation, but everyone maintained a strong level of calmness and even humor, as displaying outright panic would definitely not help our situation. We told stories, we laughed, we ate cold food for a couple of hours and danced once the lights finally came back on hours later. We weren't the only ones. Multiple examples have surfaced online displaying how the populace spent its time productively by gathering to sing and dance, and once again, Spaniards show their resiliency in the face of such an unprecedented event. It was definitely a birthday my wife will never forget. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hasta luego.